Today I'm gonna float a pretty slow paced river here in central Michigan. I'm gonna try catching some smallmouth, but right over that way you have a dam. There's a lake just above, and you look down that way, well, you can see the river. Right now, as I said, it's pretty slow. We get down around the bend, it'll pick up a bit because the other flow comes in from on the other side of the dam. And we're going to start off right over here in this first hole. It's got about 40 yards of 6 or 8 feet deep water. And what I'm going to be doing is I'll be using spinning tackle. I'll be using some tubes. These here Schubert's tubes work real well. I've got your basic tube jigs. These are all rigged with Gamakatsu hooks. I'll be using some Yamasenkos. Of course, I'll use them on a 2-aught or a 3-aught Gamakatsu worm hook. And I'll also use some of the Yum Gonzo grubs. The Yum Gonzo grub I'll rig on a shaky jig, also with Gamakatsu hooks. I'm a big fan of the Gamakatsus. They're extremely sharp and durable. I think I'm going to start off down here in this hole, probably using the Senkos, and we'll just go from there. We'll see what happens along the way. Beautiful day. Partly cloudy. Looks like it's probably going to be high 70s, mid 70s. Should make it real nice. Water's quite clear today. And it's 4th of July. So I'm hoping to have the river to myself. Didn't dare go out on the lake. I'm sure that's going to be full of people today, pleasure boaters and a few fishermen, but I'll stay away from that. I should have this entire section of river to myself. Basically what I'm doing along the river here is, if I'm not in deep water holes, then what I'll do is along them river banks right over there, up under the edges, like under that big tree there, it's washed out a bit and you've got a little tiny pocket there. I'll cast up current a little bit and let the current take it down and drift it across in front of that angled tree right there. There's a nice hole under that angled tree there. Down along the way, there goes a fish right there in front of us, just took off. Looks like a little smallmouth. Oh, here's a fish right here. There we go. Oh, missed him. Had him. I saw him swimming away with my lure. Pretty much for any of you bass fishermen, if you've used the Senkos, well, a lot of guys wacky rig them. I like to basically Texas rig them without a weight, but I'm rigging them weightless. They drift along real nice. Most of my fishing in here will be casting cross current, unless I get in these real slow sections like right here. Then I can just cast all around it. This water in here is barely even moving. When they've got the water moving, you can pretty much... Oh, here's one. There we go. There's one. Here's one. Keep going. Looks like a decent little smallmouth. We'll see. Oh, there we go. Not a big one, but he's a fun one. Doing his best to get off of there. There we go. Pretty nice one. Not quite 14-incher. That's what we need for keeping, but he's close. We'll just let him go. How I like to work this Senko in here, I basically just cast it out there, let it sit, and I'll slowly drag it along the bottom. They'll pick it up. There's a little tick right there. There we go. See my line tightening up. Oh, there's one. There we go. There's one. Should be able to see him right over here somewhere. Surprised he's not jumping. Oh, there we go. He's a little one. He'll count. That's a nice little fish there. The sun back there, it's tough to see. Whoa. Sometimes tough to run the camera too. You got just me and the kayak. It can be a little tricky, but we manage. We'll see if we can get him in the boat here. A little smaller than the last one, but they're fun. I'm out here for fun. That's why I fish. It's a nice little smallie. We'll just let him go, and we'll move on. You'll see that often slides right up there. Basically, I just slide it back down. You gotta be careful running that back through there to make sure you get through the hole and don't tear it up too bad. And rigging these, for those of you who may not be familiar with them, I use the offset shank worm hook, and what that allows you to do is get that in a nice straight line along there. Basically, that's how it's going to go in. I'll start by inserting the first straight shaft, basically, where from the point to where the hook starts to bend, that length into the lure. Then you poke that eye out. Now you run it all the way up, and you got to kind of turn it and get it right up around that eye. Now you're going to line up where your hook's going to go in there. You're going to bend it a little bit, and you're going to bury the hook in there. You want to keep it as straight as possible so it comes level through the water. When you cast in the sinks, it'll stay horizontal, and it'll basically wiggle like so on the way down. And then there's many ways you can work it. You know, right now I'm just working it, like I said, dragging it slow along the bottom or just letting it sit out there. You can work it fast like a skittering minnow, basically. Work it like a jerk bait, twitching it. Or you can cast it out, let it hit the bottom. When it hits the bottom, lift your rod 2, 3, 4 feet, let it sink again. On the way down, it'll just kind of twitch like I was showing you, and they often will pick it up on the way down. There we go. I'm working a tube here in this deep hole. I got one running with it. There we go. Oh, there's a nice one. Not a big one, but he'll work. There we go. That's a decent little fish there. Just switched and put on that tube, working along that drop there. It's kind of a slow bend there, and the water's going a little slower. Figured there'd be 1 or 2 in there. There's a decent little one. You know, one of the most important things I think in fishing and being successful in catching fish and landing fish is the connection between your rod and reel and your lure, and of course that is the line. I strictly use Vicious Fishing. Their line is just phenomenal, from their panfish lines to their, you know, their big game lines, their bass lines, pike lines, what have you. Right now I'm running 8-pound fluorocarbon in the clear, extremely sensitive. Memory, there's a little, but it's not like some of the lines where it just wants to jump off your spool. Hook setting power is phenomenal, and working these rivers like this, you need that sensitivity to feel the difference between your rocks and your fish. I run their 4-pound clear panfish line for all my panfishing, or the 2-pound, depending on the situation. In rivers like this or a lot of structure, I'll run the 4-pound line, and it has held up amazing. I've actually put 3 bass in the 4 or 5 pound range in my kayak this summer on the 4-pound panfish line. It's just held up great, and at Vicious Fishing, they make an outstanding product. Here we go. Oh, missed that one. Oh, there was one, and he spit it. Had it in his mouth and spit it. I didn't even feel him bite. There we go. Oh, this feels like a good one. Oh, and I lost him. Dang. There's one. There's one. Looks like a good one. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Nice fat one there. About 13-incher or so. Nice fish. There's one right there as soon as it hits. There we go, I got him. Oh, just a little bugger. There we go. There we go. There's another. Oh, this feels like a little better one here. Oh yeah. No, he's just a fighter. Oh, there we go. Another decent fish. Maybe it was just a rock. It felt like a fish. Here we go. Oh, he's still on there. He's still on there. Ooh, almost jumped in the catch. There he is. Another decent smallmouth. Lots of these size today. Pretty good one. Beautiful fish. Lots of them in here. Some days it's big, some days it's little, some days it's in between like these. We'll take any. Bite. There we go. Ooh, might be a little better one. He's a scrapper. Oh yeah, he looks like a good one here. Oh yeah. There's a nice fish here. That's a good one. A little chunkier. He's about 14. I like that tube in these deep holes. We'll go ahead and put him back in. Look for something a little bigger yet. I'm going back right over here and hit this hole again. It's a pretty long hole here. I like to just set that tube down there in the bottom, and I'll drag it a couple drags, and then I'll pop it up 6 or 8 inches, move it along about a foot or so. Trying to replicate a crayfish. They're eating lots of them in here. This river is loaded with them. I like to get in these holes between the riffles. You'll see where the river starts getting shallow on the back side of them riffles. They're, you know, it's rocks causing them riffles, and then the back side's usually a deeper, slower hole. Here's a fish right here. There we go. I got him. He's a fighter. Oh, there's a good one. That's that one I've been looking for today. He's a good one. I'm gonna get him. Just about got him tired out to land. I think this one here might be a good one to end the day on. But there's about a 16.5-incher there. Good keeper, but we'll go ahead and let him go. And I'll call that one a day right there. Good one to end it on.